But it's interesting you're talking about live. I also have a live player that I'm picking as my dark horse, Diane, and I'm looking at, Cam Smith, Phil Mickelson, DeChambeau, Koepka, Dustin Johnson, Patrick Reed, all these guys. Last year I picked Cam Smith at the Open Championship, at the Open, Diane, on St Andrews, because, as you know, the front nine goes out and then the back nine comes right along beside. And if you ever draw the ball, which Cam Smith did, he would always be in the other fairway on the other side on the front nine, and he would putt his way to victory because, let's face it, there is nobody that putts the ball better on earth than Cam Smith. It's just ridiculous. If you haven't tuned in to live recently or ever, doesn't matter. I'm just telling you, take it from me. Cam Smith is the best putter on earth. Makes 20-footers like nothing going out of style. Mickelson, great. Koepka, great. Dustin Johnson, great. Patrick Reed, great. But Diane, one thing I've told you, and you've learned this from me, is when tour players talk about other tour players, I listen. And this man that I'm picking at 70-1 has been talked about by the top echelon. Koepka said, well, the guy that I'm really looking at this week at Valderrama, who's probably going to win because he hits it so good, is Taylor Gooch. And Gooch won in Australia, where he had this insane back-to-back 60, 62 first two rounds, led that tournament. Then he won over in Malaysia or Singapore, and then he won again in Valderrama. Taylor Gooch, no stats on him, but I'm going completely off listening to the other top players talk about Taylor Gooch. He hits the ball laser straight. Greg Norman texted me recently when he won his third that he's probably the best iron player he's seen in the last 10 years. That's saying something coming from the Shark. So I'm sticking with Taylor Gooch this week, Diane, at 70-1. He'll be under the radar. There's plenty of guys I'll be talking about, and they won't be talking about Taylor Gooch. But if he gets going, his game is down the middle, onto the green.
Can you imagine if he was still playing PGA Tour and had recently 3 wins on the PGA Tour, where he would be ranked this week?
Yes, he would be, of course.
So I love that. That's a great pick. I'm ashamed to say that I just spent way too much time looking for that photo of Bryson that you were talking about, and I can't find it, which is maybe a good thing.
I'll find it. I think it was on Golf Digest, maybe.
Oh, was it? Okay.
He's standing in the weight room, and the light's on him, and he's just ripola.
Okay, we will track it down.